Welcome back to the Q Developer. So today I'd like to actually create the UI. I'm going to do it inside of the UI designer. Let me go ahead and get started. So the first thing I'd like to do is I want to actually change the size of the main window itself. So I'm going to give it a fixed size. What I want to do there is I'm going to go ahead and select the main window. And I'll type in 1350. And the next thing I want to do is in here in the central widget, I'd like to actually give it a default layout. On the default layout, I'll just make it, I'll make it a grid layout. Okay. Now the next thing I'd like to do, is I'd like to actually create a new entry for the file. And what I'll put in here is I'm going to say quit. And then down here you see action quit. And I'll go ahead and save. Now the next thing I'd like to do is I would actually like to create 2 frames. So if I come over here to the filter and I type in frame, here's my one frame. And I'll create another frame. Now this first frame, let me call this the charting frame. There. The charting frame. And the next one, let's call this information frame. So here in the charting frame, well, I'll put 2 charts. An analytical chart, so larger time frame, and a smaller time frame chart. And then in the information frame, I'll put things like the price, the bid, the ask, the symbol, time frame. All right, so that'll work. So now, inside of here, I'm going to create this grid layout. And look at that. It positions them for me quite nicely. All right, so now my charting time frame is where my charts will go. So I think I need to create 2 more frames. So I need 1 frame, the analytical chart, and I'll have another frame. But then I'm actually going to need, so I'll need a label, and this will be the analytical symbol. Then I need another one, and this will be called entry symbol label. And then I can go ahead and get rid of this text, and there should be a way for me to have the text. You know what? I don't think I want to have I don't want to have a label. I changed my mind. I think I'd like to have a line edit. I don't think I'd like to have a line edit instead. So I have 2 line edits, and I'll name this one the analytical symbol line edit, and I'll name this one the entry, and I'll save. Now, this is the reason why, because there should be like some placeholder text here. Here it is, right there, placeholder. That's what I was looking for. So in the placeholder text, I can say analytical and the entry. This way, if my symbol doesn't populate properly, at least I'll have an idea, a guide as to what should be there. Okay, so that's good. And then these 2 can kind of line up. These 2 can kind of line up with one another. So this and this, I'll go ahead and create a vertical layout. And actually, I'm going to undo that. For this, I'm going to set a minimum size. So the minimum size, let's give it at least 300 by 200. Then when I go ahead and give it the vertical layout, there, it just makes it easier for me to see for right now. Make this 300, and I'll make this 200. Now, the reason why I'm just giving you this minimum is because it's just easier to work with. This way, I can kind of build things and put them in pieces without having to do it all at once. So now that I have these 2, what else do I need to be here? Actually, you know what? I'm going to undo that for a minute, and let's come back to my, where Where's it? There it is. I'm going to break that layout. There we go. Not ready to do that yet, because I may want to have something here in the analytical time frame. So that's going to give the symbol, but I also need to know what the time frame is. So analytical, that's the analytical symbol, time frame. Then this one, that should be time frame. So time frame, I messed that up. I need to get rid of that label word. Time frame line edit, symbol line edit. Okay, great. Now for these two, I need to actually select these two first. Now I need to make a horizontal layout for those two. Here's my horizontal layout. And now I need to select the horizontal layout along with the analytical chart. And now I make my horizontal layout. Then I do the same thing over here. Select the horizontal, select my entry chart, and now make the vertical. Terrific. So now I have these two. But that's strange. So now I need to come in and I want to change this. So this is going to be, set the placeholder text. And let's name that SYMBOL. And I'll do this time frame. And I'll do the same here. Symbol. Then I can go ahead and select this chart frame. And I can just create a grid layout. There we go. Now the next phase is I want this to be a little bigger. So I'm going to go ahead and make this a little larger. Or I can kind of experiment. So things like vertical spacing. So I had to take a vertical spacer, put it right here. Whoa, that just went crazy. See, but it pushed it all the way down to the bottom. But didn't solve my problem with this. So I'm still going to make that a little bigger. So I have the 300. If I do another 300. There we go. Do another 300. Maybe even make it a little bigger. Let's say 400. That looks a little better. And I'll make this 400. And we still have all the space down here to work with. So I think I may make it actually a little bigger than that. Let's go 500. And 500. I think I like that a little better. So this will be the area in which I'll display the chart information. Right in here. Now in this next area down here, I think I'll put another line edit. So here's another line edit. And in here, I'm going to have the time. So I need some more placeholder text there so I can keep track. And I need to change the name here. Time, and we'll say line edit. And the green in here, this actually specifies what you can change. So I can make it read only. And I'll do the same with the symbol. So that's going to be read only because I just wanted it to be to display. Remember, I'm doing this because I didn't want to use the label. I just like how these look better. It's personal choice. You know, essentially a line edit is the label, but it just makes it easier for me. So I think this is good enough for now. So I'm going to take the time and I'll put it over here. Now, I'm really not sure what I want to show down here. So maybe I'll create a tab. There we go. I'll throw a tab widget in here. And maybe in this tab, let's just call this orders. There, so maybe I'll have orders down here. Tab 2, what do I want to call that? Executions. So here we go. So now I have those two, and I'll just go ahead and create a grid layout for now. All right, that's terrific. So this, I'll go, you know what I'll do? I think I'll create a fixed size in this as well. So I'll make a mandatory width of what? 700? No, a little bigger. Let's make it 1100. Maybe too much? No, I think that'll be all right. That's not too bad. Maybe 1,000. It's just a placeholder, a way for me to do this. Now, here, let's go ahead and add a horizontal spacer. And you know why? I don't like the grid layout. That's not going to work too well for me. Let me go ahead and give this, so you notice what happened right here. See how it squashed it? So when I break the layout, it's kind of why I'm just giving these fixed sizes. So it doesn't do that to me. So let's make this 300. Actually, no, 200 was good. There. So this way, when I begin to like fool around with the layouts, it won't cause me grief. I think I want to take this and this and create a horizontal layout. There. I want to do this. And then from here, I can go ahead and create the grid. All right, terrific. So now I can begin to use these spacers. So if I say, well, let's see, if I take what did I take here? A vertical spacer and I put it here. Didn't work. Oh, didn't work. Let's take my horizontal. That'll do it. So here's my horizontal. But I want to take this time and I want to move it up. So in order to do that, well, I need to have a separate layout. So this is where, you kind of fool around. Come in here and I can break the layout. And now I want to create another layout within this layout. So I want to create a vertical layout. Here's a vertical layout. And I'm just going to take, let's just take another frame. And I will throw the frame inside this vertical layout. And I'll call it a space holder for now. Again, all this does is it allows me to come back, add and remove easily. So now if I add my time, did that work? I'm not going to use a frame, that's going to be a pain. I'm going to use a label. There. So I'll throw the label in here, I'll throw the time in here. There, much easier. Now I can create this, whoops. I can create my horizontal layout, and here's my time. So now I have two layouts. This text, at some point I'll come back and I'll delete it. So here's my label. See if I delete it, see what's going to happen. And I'll take a vertical spacer, do this. So again, if I were to delete the label, which I'll just do that. So now I can go ahead and I can, add new things of stack widget, see? Or if I were to put the toolbox in here. So my horizontal and my vertical layout. Now, I'll add my horizontal spacer right there. Boom. Beautiful. Now I have the appropriate space. And this middle space, if I do want to come back and add something, well, I can. And maybe I'll make that a little smaller. Let's see. So where is, let's change the width to 800. How's that? That's pretty good. This way I can come back and add something new. I don't know what I'm going to add yet, but I will. Oh, you know what I can add? Oh, I can add the, I know what I can add. I can add the bid and the ask. So this is where it gets tricky. So I'm going to come back into my horizontal layout. I'm going to break it. And then I want to come here to this vertical layout, and I duplicate it by pressing the Control key and dragging the vertical layout. So in here, I want to say, oh, you know what? I'm actually going to, I'll keep the vertical, but I need to add a new one. Watch this. I need to add another layout. So if I now take this and I name this ask line edit, and inside of here, this is going to be the ask, and then this is going to be the bid, and then I need to take this one and this, whoop, doesn't like that. I may have to break these layouts. So I'm going to take the bid and the ask, and I'm going to lay them out vertically. And then I'm going to take this, put it inside of my vertical layout. I'm now going to create the horizontal layout. And poof, they all match up. What else do I want to put in there? Oh, you know what else I could probably use? Shares. What if I want to put in shares? So for that, I'm going to need a label. And I'm probably going to break my layout again. And you'll see why in a minute. So here is my text label. And I want another line edit. Here's a line edit. Here and here. Oh. This is going to be shares label. Scroll down to the text. Shares. Then my line edit, I'm going to say my placeholder text is going to be shares. Here, you know what? I don't want to do that. You know what I want to do for this? Instead of writing shares in there, now I'm going to take this and I want to create a horizontal layout. There. I'm then going to take a horizontal spacer Put it right here. There. I then take the whole thing, which gets a little tricky. Selecting these can be tricky, to say the least. So I select it over there in the list. Then I'm going to move it right here. Beautiful. Then, whoops, messed that up. Oh wait, my other one got broken. Oh darn, the one up top. I broke everything. I think I deleted something. What did I delete? Alright, now I'm going to create a label, and I'll create the line edit. The label will be shares, and the line edit will be shares line edit, and the placeholder text will be number. I then am going to take these two, create a horizontal layout, then, whoops, gets tricky trying to select these. Take this and move it up into my vertical layout, and then go ahead and reassign my horizontal layout. So now with this, I need to add a space. So I'm now going to take that horizontal spacer, put it here, and now I have them lined up. Terrific. So now I have everything I need. Okay, great. So now I go ahead and run it. Here's my file menus. Connect, disconnect, and quit. And I have all my working attributes. Oh, I need to fix this. I mean, I can select them, but you can't do anything in there. And then here's the bid, the ask. Maybe I'll leave that. I could select it. It's something to click on. And then my shares, I can go ahead and type in number, but I'll have to also restrict the letters, so I can just type in numbers. All right, terrific. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode, setting up the charting frame. Oh, and I need to change the main window. I'll do that too. Maybe I'll do that. But thank you for watching, and please leave some comments. Let me know what you think. Stay tuned. Our charts are coming along. Remember, happy coding.